you're trying to get some beats to Nas,
Yeah.
but you have no contact with Nas.
No.
So how did you actually get a beat CD to Nas?
At that time, you know, you had to be a big name like Swiss, Timberland, you know, Pharrell. It was hard getting on the beats to artists. And I had a manager at the time, Fuzz, and he had a relationship with Nas' travel agent. So it's like, yo, can you give it to him? Can you pass it on to him? And she passed it on to him. And I remember getting a phone call like in the summertime, and he like, yo, I'm gonna use this beat. I was like, all right, whatever. You know, I'm a Harlem kid. I'm outside. I ain't really thinking about nothing. The whole summer go past. I'm like, he ain't using that beat. And then I get the call in December. Yo, Nas wants you to come to the studio and hear what he did to the beat. And I get to the studio and, you know, Nas is calm. He's eating an apple, you know. He's like very calm. He's like, yo, play the joint for him. And I hear it and I'm just like, oh, man. Like, I couldn't believe it. That's what he used the beat for. I didn't have no idea, you know, what he was gonna say or nothing. It was just the diss track, and I was like, yo, people ain't. I was thinking, yo, my friends ain't gonna believe I did this record. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Because, you know, it's good because I'm working with Nas. It's the bad thing, you know, it's a major diss record at Jay Z. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh man. So it was like,
Right, because when you gave him the beat, it didn't have the "Fuck Jay Z" sample in the beginning.
No, Nas did that.
Okay, so who is saying "Fuck Jay Z"? Is that Nas
That's a
saying it? You
Tupac
just slowed it
sample.
down?
That's a Tupac sample.
Oh, that's a Tupac sample.
Yeah.
Oh, I've always wondered that. I mean,
Yeah, it's a
since it
Tupac.
was slowed down, I never quite figured it out.
Yeah. It's a Tupac.
What
sample.
Tupac song is that from?
I don't know the exact song, but I know I know Pac said it.
"Fuck Friends."
There you go.
"Fuck Friends." So that was a Tupac "Fuck Friends" sample.
Okay.
Okay, so y'all had to clear a two. This is kind of crazy now that you think about it. Because wait, was Tupac alive during this time?
No.
Okay, Tupac had already died.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, because Ether was made 2001.
Okay, right. Yeah, Pac died what, like 96 or something?
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all had to clear a Tupac sample.
Yeah.
Dissing Jay Z. Y'all put this together. Was the song completely done by the time you showed up?
Yeah, when I done, that was it. It went out like the next day.
Okay, so you didn't actually get to even really work on it or say switch this around or do your producer thing on it.
He wanted me to listen like, yo, is the mix cool? I listened to it. I was like, yeah. I think I like, yo, you know, turn the strings up a little bit, like little stuff like that with the engineer and then.
Okay, now, but what's crazy is that before Nas got this beat, Hip Hop,
Yes.
who was Jay Z's A&R,
Yes.
picked up that beat to take to Jay Z.
Yes, they came to my mother's house. You know, I was buzzing in the hood, like, you know, local producer. And me and Hip Hop knew mutual friends, and they brung them to my mother's house. And I remember playing Ether. It was like one of my hottest beats. And I was like, so anybody came, I'd be like, yo, listen to this right here. And I played it for him, and another beat I had, it was 2 beats. He put it on CD, and never heard from Hip Hop after that. Now, I seen him, you know, years later, but I don't think he initially probably, you know, gave the beat to Jay.
Right, because I actually spoke to Hip Hop right before this interview.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And I asked him about that, and he said, probably, but I don't remember exactly. You know, because he said he fucked with you because y'all was from the same hood.
Yeah, Harlem.
Yeah, and like, you know, he had gotten a bunch of beats from you.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
this wasn't like the only beat he got. So from what it sounds like, he may have gotten it from Jay Z, but it didn't quite make its way to Jay's ears.
Yeah, it's a true story though. He definitely, he came to my mother's house. I played it. Boom. And he said,
Okay.
all right, give me those 2 beats. And then, you know, I was shopping beats at the time, so shopping this. I remember shopping it, just shopping it, just running around. It was like number 22 on a beat CD, you know what I mean?
Okay. So right after you heard it, what, 2 days later it comes out?
Yeah.
What was the effect in New York when this dropped?
Oh man, it was. New York had stopped. You know, that's when you couldn't. As soon as I got uptown, one day, it was just that's all you heard in cars. The radio station was playing Hot 97. Stopped the whole, their whole program for the day to going back and forth with Takeover and Ether. The whole city stopped.
Okay, because Ether was on, was it Stillmatic?
Stillmatic, yeah.
Which was his third album?
I do believe, yeah. It was Illmatic. It was written.
Nah, there was I Am.
Yeah, I Am.
I Am came out in 99. Stillmatic came out in 2001.
Yeah.
So this was his fourth album.
Yeah.
And I feel like in between Illmatic and Stillmatic, Nas had sort of cooled down. It was like, I feel like some of the singles he was putting out, people weren't really fucking with it. Mm-hmm. Like they was fucking with him during Illmatic. When he was in Illmatic, it was like, yo, this is like the next Rakim. Like everyone was like amazed. And then I felt like Stillmatic sort of brought him back.
Yeah, definitely.
What were people saying to you? Because you're the producer of this shit.
When Ether came out?
Yeah.
It was like, yo, I want to work with you. I felt like that was a milestone right there to let people know, yo, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm here. Let producers know, yo, I'm here. You know what I mean? I was being told in the hood, yo, you dope. But the industry didn't know I was dope. So that record solidified it. Like, yo, this kid is about his business and he's serious. Actually made Ether on a broken keyboard and a broken MPC. I would go around and people would look at me like, yo, what is this kid doing? You know what I mean? But I was just like, yo, I had a goal, and it was like, and I wasn't gonna stop, even though like my equipment at the time was a little broke and all that. And people just like, man, like I ended up working with everybody after that. From Little Kim, Fat Joe, Ludacris, 50 Cent, like DMX, like, and the list goes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that song definitely set your career off.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, to the point where you still call yourself Ether Boy.
Yeah, but people misconstrued it. They be like, you call yourself Ether Boy. Like, it's a spit in the face to Jay Z. Nah, it's not a spit in the face. I'm a young kid from Harlem. When I made that beat, it solidified me as a producer. So yeah, I walk around with it proudly.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah, it kind of stuck, yo. It's funny, it stuck because when I made Pop Champagne and I was playing around with the auto-tune and I said, Ether Boy, it kind of just stuck. So it was like, all right, well, this is what it is. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so there's always the debate of Ether versus Takeover.
Yeah.
Now, as the producer of Ether, how do you think those two songs compare?
Come on. I mean, Ether was when it's competition, when it's a diss record versus diss record, it's who the hardest beat and who got the hardest lyrics, and that's it. And Ether had the hardest beat, had the hardest lyrics, so that's why that record is considered to be the winner out of the battle, because it had the hardest beat and the hardest lyrics.
I personally like Takeover better, me personally, as a song. But most people disagree with me. Most people give it to Ether.
Yeah, majority rules, man. Majority rules.
But I mean, I think it was a dope time in hip hop.
But why do you think Takeover is?
I just felt that as a song, what Jay put together with Takeover, I like better in terms of just the structure and how the Takeover beat kind of worked with his vocals and his lyrics. To me, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, most people feel that Ether was the bigger diss record. But me personally, I like Takeover better. And I've talked to people on the Rockefeller side. Like I've said this to Clark Kent into Biggs and stuff like that. And they all agree with me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they're all on the Jay Z side. So it's one of those things. Because then afterwards, Jay dropped Super Ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was no response from Nas.
He didn't need to respond. Ether was too potent. It was over. Battle over.
How did you feel like years later when Jay and Nas actually squashed their beef and started working together?
That's grown man shit. So, when you grown man, grown man, it's, let's hash it out. And, he'd be like, oh, that wasn't about nothing. Let's get to this money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it don't take nothing from what, the battle was what it was. But now, you evolve and like, all right.
No, I feel you.
It was a dope level of maturity.
Now, I'm a Nas fan. Like, I think Illmatic was, to me, a top 5 album.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the Stillmatic was dope also. You know what I'm saying? But I felt that overall, when you look at Nas's career as one of the top rappers in the game, I felt that he was one of the worst beat pickers overall. Now, he has his moments, but when you look at his bodies of work, I feel he doesn't always pick the best beats in terms of his entire albums. Mm-hmm. Now, Ether was dope. The whole first album was dope. Songs on Stillmatic were dope. He has dope songs, but overall, I feel that his beat picking isn't matched up to the level of artist he is, where you compare him to like a Jay Z or someone like that. Mm-hmm. As one of his producers, because you also did Last Real and We're Alive. Yeah. Like, how do you feel when people say stuff like this?
I look at it 2 ways because I'm an artist as well. So picking beats is also moody and what you're going through in your life. So if you feel in a certain way in life, you're going to gravitate to certain type of beats that other people not on that wave. They like, we on this. Why are you on that? But you don't know what that man is going through in his life that's making him feel like that. I think his moms was sick at one point or something like that. So you don't know if he was going through something or, that made him pick certain beats. You know what I mean? So, that's what was dope about before was A&Rs. That's why we had big artists at the time. New York City had big artists because it was A&Rs like, nah, dude, this is hot. You're doing this. They don't have that no more. So maybe nobody was A&Ring some of those projects at the time. I guess some of the projects that was A&R'd, you had some, dope beats. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, because when you look at like his later albums, like, for example, like I thought that It Was Written didn't have the right beats for Nas. Like he had Dr. Dre, who was considered, what's that?
Fire. What are you talking about?
I had it like Nas Is Coming was like,
what?
Yo. No, and I'm like the biggest Dr. Dre fan.
You can throw that in the whip and let it play.
I don't know. Okay, so let's put it like this. Compare the beat selection with It Was Written versus Illmatic.
I love It Was Written. I could put both of those albums in and let it play. And cruise and drive. I can't say that about a lot of albums. To this day.
I don't know. And like the I Am album, some of the beats on there I felt was not really up to par. Because Nas is considered one of the best lyricists. Like you see what I'm saying? And it's like, just look at like, for example, the beats that Jay picks on his albums. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like Jay, when a Jay album drops, everyone's like, yo, like they didn't see the shit coming. Thief's Theme and Hip Hop Is Dead use the same beat.
Yeah.
That was Nas's point to show, yo, hip hop is dead, so I'm gonna use the same beat to show that hip hop is dead. But I'm like,
yeah.
But I thought that was kind of whack.
But Jay also had hip hop over there picking his beats too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Just Blaze.
That's why it's dope for artists to have an in-house producer, because they can be like, no, because they can build the sound. Like, dude, this is your sound. Don't be doing none of that other shit. This is your sound. You know
well, I mean? Nas had Salam Remy, who's considered one of the best ever, and he did a lot of beats for him.
Later on, though,
Kinda, yeah. Kinda on the later on point. And, you know, like for example, Made You Look, I thought was incredible.
Dope, yeah, dope.
You know, or I Can, I thought was dope.
Yeah.
But I just feel like when you look at the body
Salam
of
did those,
work,
right?
What's that?
Salam did those 2 beats, right?
Salam did those
See,
2
that's what I'm
beats,
saying.
yeah.
Once you get with a producer and he's building your sound, crafting that sound for you, and it like, yo, this is what we doing. You know what I mean? That's missing from the game too. A lot of, if you're not a good beat picker, you need a producer to produce you and be like, yo, nah, this is what we doing. That's whack. Let's do this.
Right, because I think a lot of people don't realize that beat picking is just as important as the lyrics.
Facts.
Over the years, I mean, has Ether continued to make money? Has it continued to get licensed and everything?
Every year I make money from Ether.
Yeah?
Every year. Always get checks from it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a big
Can
record.
you say about how much you made from Ether? Has it been millions? Has it been?
Not in the millions, but I made a lot of money.
You made 6 digits from it.
About.
Dope. And since the song has no samples in it.
Yeah, I played it out.
Except for the Tupac sample.
That's why I thought it was dope, but then take over too. You know, I played it out, you know, strings in my house, boom, boom, kick, drum, snare. It was all, you know, from here. It wasn't like I went and found the sample. Oh, snatch that up, bing. You know what I mean? My moms could do that. Oh, take that record right there and chop that. But, you know what I'm saying? To play some emotions is different. You know what I mean? So I think that's why people feel it so much. Like those was played emotions right there.